Okay, so for 311, I think we're going to use the bodies. Not really sure what the fastener is going to be here. Usually it's kind of a rivet sort of thing where it comes through the one side and then pops out the other with the hex nut or some kind of clipping. So the caliper is pretty much a transfer of measurements so that we can measure something that we can't easily get to with digital or a dial caliper or even a micrometer. We can transfer and have a fairly accurate measurement for our geometry. So looking at this from the body standpoint, if we draw one of these, then we should be able to mirror it across that axis and then decide what we're going to do with the fastener. So that being the case, we need to draw one of these, and this is an inch again, so I'm going to go with the file new part. Do like to have that origin, so since I'm changing this, I'm starting to accumulate my list of items that I want to add to my template. So infinite length horizontal. Okay, so we're going to need so from the build standpoint, since these are just going to be representative, and the bodies are going to kind of mirror from that point, I think I'm pretty sure I want to start back over here. So sketch, center point arc, bring that one through, and then L on the keyboard. Alright, so if you can see those little yellow inference lines, when I snap to those, I'm going to get that little yellow box. Okay, so I do want those to start, but they're not really going the directions that I want to end up with. So I did not end up tangent to that one. I need to apply it, so select, control, select. And those don't look, yep, it did infer a parallel. So I don't really want parallel, I need these to get closer together. Alright, so that's looking a little bit better. Let's go ahead and apply a dimension. We had a radius of 0.5. And a diameter of 0.32 for the pivot. Okay, so from the construction, there's kind of a radius. We need to be out 0.5, so let's just go ahead with, or 5.5. Let's go ahead with another center point. And the center point radius to the outside, we have 1. Alright, so the 2.12. And that's going to be pretty close that way until we put the arc on. Okay, so as long as I keep going, I'll be able to pull that one back around. And if I'm interpreting that right, it's going to terminate at the quadrant, but let's see, the 212 is on the interior. And that was from the center. And so if I bring it back to the origin, there is my 5.5. Okay, so that one can go that way a little ways. We'll go back and pick up the tangent arc. And we'll see if that's a continuation. And we're not really given the angle there, so Not sure why that was defined as a as an R, as a radius. Ooh, that one got a little way. Okay. So we need a radius of 2.3, and that one was going to be, and I made a slight technical error by drawing the lower one first. Oh, come on, let me have it. And we'll just keep going until it gives me the right direction. Alright, so radius of 2.38. And just so I can kind of button up this end, I'm going to go ahead with the tangent arc. And connect the endpoint, make that one tangent, and then select the arc and the center line and make that tangent. Okay, so as far as its location, we had a radius of 0.06. Okay, and that doesn't have a connection just yet. And actually, that might have been the radius to the outside was the 3 inches. Alright, so what I'm looking at is it comes over the 2-inch 1, 2, and then transitions into a 3-inch. Alright, so let's see what that looks like. And even though that one got a little big, it should still be vertical to that one. Alright, so we're starting to get this put together. So that being the case, let's go one more tangent arc. I'll bring that off, and those are going to be tangent. So in effect, what it's saying is the intersection, and not quite sure how to generate that. Maybe we'll go with a couple of center lines. From that point back to that point is a full radius. Alright, well, let's give that a shot. So if I go from there to there, and from there up a little ways, make those two center lines equal, that will give me a location that center point. And so if I highlight that, notice it pops up. And we're going to have some things move around, so that'll be interesting. I'm going to Control Z since I lost my point. And we'll go ahead and make those coincident. Well, that came in a little bit cleaner than I expected it to. And then where are our tangencies? Oh, we got tangents. So which radius did I miss? 2.38. We got a tangent there. Interesting that that doesn't bring it to being fully defined. And that's not going to move back far enough. So it's a blended radius, but it's not. Alright, so we'll call that a missing dimension. No, maybe not. There is a 0.12 to the 2.38 radius. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so I missed a dimension. There we go. Alright, so if I had this dimension, I wouldn't need that one. and we'll go back and look at our geometry. Then that brings us back. We are fully defined at the bottom. Don't see any blue dots. So let's go ahead and right click. I did not get the extrude boss base. We'll go back to the features and extrude boss base, and we're just going to call this 1/8 of an inch again. Alright, so that gives me my shape, 1/2 of my shape, and I want this to be included from the design side as a solid body. I could take this into an assembly, but let's go ahead with a feature mirror, and the face plane to mirror will be the front plane, and it went that way, and we got it into position, but it's going in the same direction. So I might need to, instead of the front plane, let's go to the top plane. Okay, so that gives a better result. And zero thickness geometry was not looking to merge that. Oh, so since I'm in features, it is automatically going to merge. I need to get out of that, go back into the bodies. I'm not going to be able to select. So go into the body. And, oh, no, I do not want to merge. Okay, so now we have the overlap. And in our, let's see, where is that going to be? Let's go to direct editing, and we're going to move copy bodies. I made it 0.12 on the thickness. Do we have an edge? Yeah, so we're going to mirror 3 is what we're going to work from. Oh, and I'm in rotate. No, I don't want to copy. I'm having a little video glitch. Alright, so we'll go back to translate, pick an edge for the direction, and then 0.12. I could have looked at the triad and just moved it along Z. That would have been fine. So we kind of see the yellow preview. Go ahead and accept it. And then that gives me my 2 pieces. Alright, so the hex still has a little bit of, if it was an issue, I would probably take it into the assembly and apply actual hardware. But since we're in the solid model, let's just go ahead and open up a sketch. Give us 0.62 across the flats. And rotation doesn't typically matter, but we'll go ahead and put that in place. And we had the inscribed circle, so 0.62. Oops, got an extra 1 in there, so I can come over to geometry. We'll make that a vertical. And then typically that's going to, let's say that's going to be a 5/16 18 if we're actually doing a fastener. So let's go ahead and put in for our circle, the 0.32 will be the clearance. And so we need to pull up the drill chart, but 257 for a 5/16 18. Okay, and then I'll just make sure that I'm extruding that the right way. So that was the trick, was to extrude, make sure that you selected, and then to do the extrude. So I think that's probably going to be 3/16 at least, maybe a 1/4 inch. So let's just round it to 0.19. That looks okay. And since it combined it, it merged it, we're going to come back in, uncheck the merge result, and then on this inside we'll go up to insert annotation. We're going to make that a cosmetic thread. ANSI inch, machine threads 5/16 18, and the end condition, let's set it to blind, so we'll just do up to next. Go ahead and accept. Alright, so what that does is we can kind of see that there's a thread there. If I look at it from the side, kind of see those other lines, but pretty much the cosmetic thread is going to give us an indication that we're going to have some kind of rivet. I can go ahead and put the rivet and have this as a complete product, but I don't think we need to take it that far. So exercise 311, we'll call that one good.